That's fine. It happens.
It seems to be handling them. So Canton Bulldogs at the Dayton Triangles. Semi-final. Sort of. Starting my broadcast.
All right.
Doing your broadcast. Here. What is that face?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the next episode of Blast from the Past. Today we are in the semifinals, otherwise known as the Conference Championship games in modern times, but not back then.
Benny?
It is the Canton Bulldogs at the Dayton Triangles.
Well, those are the DNs. Belf? What?
Belf, that is his name, Belf, yes.
See, because I am the weird little gamer I am in World of Warcraft, the Belf is Blood Elf. It's just kind of weird to see the name. I'm an actual person.
I don't know, I'd have to look him up to see if that was his real name or if it was like a nickname, because a lot of nicknames are listed on the thing. Before we kick off, we'll be real quick. The Canton Bulldogs in 1921 went 5-2-3, finishing 4th in the APFA. They are coached by Cap Edwards. The Dayton Triangles, who are technically the home team in this game, but only because of the divisional lineup of modern times, went 4-4-1, 8th in the APFA, and are coached by Nelson Talbot. I am the Triangles. He is the Browns. The Bulldogs. He's currently on a 5-game win streak, and if he wins this, he clinches the series for 1921 with the 6th win. I have to win 3 in a row in order to win the series. It's 6-3 right now, or 5-3.
Oh, apparently I'm all white. What the hell is that?
I don't know.
Okay, let's try this again. Because I was sure I wasn't trying to pick a not run. I was going for the all orange, but for some reason when Madden shows me all orange, it's really on the all white apparently, and yeah.
Now the one good thing about the Triangles is that they did wear blue and white, the same colors as the Colts. Some believe, and I'm one of them, that they are the same franchise. So that's why I'm using the Colts as the Triangles. The Bulldogs and the Browns are not the same franchise, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
They are from Area 51, so
Abbott with the tackle.
Aliens.
As Tex Grid completes the pass. Nelson Albert with the tackle. And this time the power rush on the blitz as Reese gets in to make the sack on Tex. That is not Kyle Reese, it's Dave Reese.
About a monkey. We're going to call the monkey Vinny.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I got Falcon in this one.
Gil Falcon up the middle, picks up a couple of yards. It's 3rd and 11. This will be
Area 51 guy came out and says, "I was meaning it as a joke. I didn't realize it was going to get so serious." He was all worried like the FBI was going to show up to his house.
And he they blew the whistle, I think, before he crossed the line.
Yeah,
it is 4th and 1.
Yeah, that's 4th and 1.
John Morrow on the reception, even though his momentum was still going forward. There's a look at Triangle Park in Dayton, Ohio. Beautiful open-aired stadium.
Man, the architectural advancements they had back in the 20s.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Oh, well, he went forward.
Yeah, he got it.
Okay, 1st down. Gil Falcon got tackled forward. Redmond on the tackle. Why are you setting up a tent? Oh my goodness.
Is he setting up a tent in the house?
Yes, inside the house.
Well, that's not a bad thing.
Knocked away. Tex Griggs' pass falls incomplete as Mahart.
Listen, just remember this, okay? There was a kid in like Kentucky or something that built a nuclear power plant in his bedroom. Okay?
Yes,
So,
true. Second down and 10 after that knockdown.
Not that Andrew couldn't, but the boys got some smarts behind them.
And Falcon on the run. Phantom Fighter says, howdy, go whoever's willing to lose to the Steelies. Well, whoever wins this, I would obviously be controlling. The one exception, of course, when we get into modern times, if the Falcons ever make the Super Bowl. Or, I don't know, are you going to take the Oilers as your exception? Or? Well, we're really far away from that, so.
Yeah, still fighting. Ooh, I thought he might have got that.
Greg completes the pass to the tight end. That would be Bob Higgins.
Fighting all the way down to the
First and goal to 3. Of course, in the other semifinal matchup, it will be the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Steelies. John still has yet to make his choice on who he's going to control.
Does Andrew watch The King of Random on YouTube?
Andrew, do you watch The King of Random on YouTube? He says no.
He should. He would like them.
Injuries have been turned off, Phantom, because, no, actually, I might have turned them back on. Yeah, I think they're back on. Nice sack coming off the corner by Hathaway. Hathaway found a way. Russ Hathaway out of Indiana found a way to get to Tex Grigg. And he Hathaway with quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Third and goal from the 7.
He would find a lot of cool little like science projects that he could do in the backyard.
He says you'd find a lot of science projects and stuff you could do in the backyard if you watch that.
Yeah.
Oh, the touchdown is complete.
Granted, some of them he will require adult supervision, but yeah.
It doesn't say who scored a touchdown. It's just number 22. He says he already has enough thing. Well, it's just a suggestion from John for you for stuff to watch, okay? So Canton drives down on the first drive and gets it in.
I mean, I ain't saying that he might become a blacksmith or nothing if he watches that video, but he might learn how to, you know, smelt iron in the backyard. You never know.
Yeah, I'll pass the info on to him. So,
there's one video I kind of want to do where he builds a little backyard foundry in a bucket.
Here is the topic of conversation. The Dayton Triangles. Are they the Indianapolis Colts or are they not? Now here's the history of the supposed move. One of the problems being that when a franchise sometimes went out of business, oh god dang it, the NFL would sell that franchise back to a new owner group. So it would be the same players, and they would just move to another city. So when the Dayton Triangles went out of business, that franchise was sold to an ownership group in Brooklyn, and they became the Dodgers. The same thing happened when they went to Boston and became the Bulldogs, changed their name to the Boston Yanks, then moved back. The same ownership group moved the team back to New York to become the New York Bulldogs. And the New York Yankees went out of business, the football team. They became the New York Yanks. Had trouble, sold the franchise, or not, moved the franchise to Dallas, but couldn't play any games in Dallas, so were basically a road team called the Dallas Texans, and went out of business after one season. The NFL then sold, right up the middle, and that's the second touchdown, the franchise to an ownership group in Baltimore, and were renamed the Colts after the original Baltimore Colts franchise from the AAFC that failed in 1950. And of course then Jim Irsay took over the ownership in the 70s and moved them in 1984 to Indianapolis. So, are the Dayton Triangles the Indianapolis Colts or no?
Well, see, if it was a continual sale, I think, like if they hit like the basis, whatever contracts or founding paperwork there was, I think if that continued on progressing, through the sales, it would still be the same team. If they actually shut down and just, scrapped everything and went fresh, that to me would indicate the creation of a new team versus just a renaming.
No, I mean? The players, the contracts, the not the team colors.
Right, but if all the initial
Norm Sackstadter, who ends up on the Bulldogs in 22 with a catch.
Filed to change the name, then I think it's the same thing. Because I mean, like,
well, okay, the franchise owners went out of business. They basically declared bankruptcy, and the NFL took over the organization and then sold them to a new ownership group. So the players stayed, and the player contract stayed the same, but the colors basically have stayed blue and white throughout, but the team name and the city changed.
Right. I think it's still the same team.
That's why I believe that the Colts are one of 5 franchises that either go back to the beginning of the NFL or predate the NFL. Those 5 being the Chicago Bears, the Green Bay Packers, the Indianapolis Colts, the Arizona Cardinals, and maybe it's only 4. Yeah, only 4. So 4 franchises. Now, a similar argument could be made for the Philadelphia Eagles and whether or not they're the Frankfurt Yellow Jackets. Of course, the biggest argument toward is back in 2008, the Eagles actually wore Frankfurt Yellow Jacket throwbacks in the game. Those god-awful yellow and blue things. But there was a year gap between when the Yellow Jackets folded and Eagles began play.
Right.
So many would say, well, there was a year gap. But here's the argument for that. The Cleveland Rams at one time shut down for a year, came back, and as the same franchise, the Cleveland Rams, before moving to Los Angeles, plus the argument with the Browns, that the current incarnation of the Browns has the records and history of the old ones.
See, that's where it gets weird. If you take and go with the current inclination of the Browns, because the current inclination of the Browns is a recreation of the Browns, whereas the Baltimore Colts or the Baltimore Ravens are the old Browns.
Right.
So essentially, you would have to say that you've got 2 Browns in the league.
Yep. Dave Reese on the reception. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Triangles, down to the 4. I'm of the opinion, we got Osborne has dislocated his wrist, that the Colts are the Triangles. The Eagles are the Yellow Jackets, even though there's a year gap, because although the players were all changed, it was still the franchise, how do I want to say, franchise slot that was sold to the new owners, and that the Eagles owners themselves back then took it upon themselves to claim they were the same. Now, more modern days, the NFL doesn't recognize it, but a lot of times I think the NFL is wrong in what they do. They don't recognize the double AFC. I guess I turned him back on. He just thought the injured wrist was the double AFC. They don't recognize their games, their records, but they do recognize that the Browns, the original Colts, and the 49ers came from that league. So that's weird. Because although it was a merger, it was unlike the merger with the AFL. It was unlike the merger with the AFL, where they welcomed all records and all that. Franchise movement from about 1920 to around 1953 is very weird, confusing, and sometimes it takes interpretation of what happened.
Oh, wide open.
Dave Reese on the reception. Nobody covered him. So after the first pass was an interception and it fell down to Canton. Now, of course, I mentioned earlier that John would clinch the series with a win today. Still, winning the Super Bowl would still be just as important as clinching the series. Well, at least that's what I'll tell myself if I lose this game. tonight on the VinnyXWolf channel, my last Week 2 Sack to the Future game, the showcase of the Chargers, will be on the air.
So apparently, and I haven't yet seen it because I just haven't had to go to the theater tonight. Apparently, Endgame has surpassed Avatar as the #1 grossing movie in all of history.
No, interesting.
Yeah.
No, it's already almost noon. Where's the day going?
I don't know. I slept halfway away.
Yeah.
Oh, Ryan's in the seat there, in his high chair, trying to look at me and practically climb out of it.
Falcon up the middle picks up 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 6 for the Bulldogs. Last night, I did the alternate series between the Chicago Bears and the Canton Bulldogs from 22, and I had a hard time remembering that it was the Bulldogs and not the Browns. Hopefully I'm more awake today. Pass, he goes up for it, but it's incomplete. Tex Grigg is 5 of 7.
Fall on his butt.
Abbott asks the receiver, who's got the ball? Because you don't. You know, if we could get Nelson Abbott from the 1921 Dayton Triangles and Vinny Costello from the 1962 Cleveland Browns together, you'd have Abbott and Costello.
Yeah. Speaking of Abbott and Costello, I saw a meme today of who's on first, basically. It was the field with all the names on it. And that was not the button I wanted to push. Anyway,
4th down and 6.
really weird because I wanted to throw it to the
Tex Grigg is shaking. There were so many defenders rushing him, he's now shaking. Okay, back to your meme.
But yeah, right. So it was listing all the names of the players on the field in Abbott and Costello. And if you remember, you know, it's who's on first, what's on second, I don't know who's on third, and all that.
Right.
Do you remember what the name of the right fielder is?
I don't know. Was it today or yesterday or tomorrow?
No, the picture is tomorrow. Today is catching.
Okay.
The right fielder actually is the only.
Oh, I got the ball. I was 4th down.
Entire. Oh, yeah, I just totally realized that. The only player in the entire bit that is not actually mentioned. So it's assumed that his name is nobody.
Huh.
But it's
Reese.
never actually mentioned.
Interesting. Same play ran 2 plays in a row, both go for touchdown. To Dave Reese. Same play for the Triangles, I should say, if they get the ball back in 4th down. The other was a 3rd and goal. This was a 1st and 10 from about the 20. So the game is now tied. And, of course, going for it on 4th down is the John M. way.
Yes.
Sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't.
It's part of the gamble. You gotta accept it all.
Hey, you're all in. I gotta say that, you know, you don't differ. This is the way you play, and you're not gonna change. So the thing is for myself, for Tears and Phantom, is we've got to take advantage when you make your mistakes. You're gonna throw 30,000 interceptions a year, and you're gonna go for it on 4th down every time.
Right.
We got to force you into those interceptions, force you into failing at 4th down, and then take advantage. And that's how the Cardinals beat the Giants. Because the Cardinals had no business winning that game. I had no offense. But I took advantage of your style of play.
Yep.
But there are plenty of other times where, like, for instance, the Canton Bulldogs versus... Oh, almost caught on the bounce. The Canton Bulldogs versus the Buffalo All-Americans. You won 30-6. I could not take advantage of your gameplay. It worked for you, so...
Right.
The other thing is the damn
Oh,
comebacks.
go ahead. Yeah.
You and the damn comebacks.
Yep. No. Go finish with the comebacks.
I almost got one of my own in the Cardinals Staley's game, and as of right now, I've done one in this game to tie it up, but it's still early.
Yeah, that's throws them off. Way deep. Oh well. So as a reminder for all those Who's on First fans that we have like nobody that watches.
Well, once we start putting the tags in the podcast, we'll start getting...
Right. What's on second? I don't know who's on third. I don't give a darn, it's a shortstop. Tomorrow's pitching and today's catching. Y plays left field because in center field, and still, I mean, it really hasn't been confirmed, but nobody is in right field.
Well, that one blitzed linebacker just stopped and watched as the defensive lineman took control and made the sack. It's 4th and 17 as Greg goes down. It's interesting how quarterbacks changed from year to year back then. Of course, there were no actual quarterbacks. You could have 10 different people throwing passes during the year, and the rarity the passes were thrown. Using Pro Football Reference, I chose the top player to be the quarterback. And I don't know what that necessarily means. We're frozen. Oh, and it comes back and the ball is hit and dropped. There's a slow motion reaction, and the triangles have taken over. It's now 1st and 10 at the 18. 3 seconds to go in the first. I gotta remember to put the simulator, the speed up on the clock on this. As I announced last night in the alternate series, that was the last alternate series for Madden 19. I'm going to take about a 2-week break of editing before I get Madden 20 to start editing the 1923 alternate series. Same thing with this. Once we finish these 3 games, it'll be the last blast in the past on Madden 19. Might be a little bit more of a break because John M here, he's flying up to the moon in early August.
Something like that.
Yep. Where in the world is John M? I can't tell. I hit... okay, this is going to give away the play. I can't tell if I'm running into red or green because of the sun. It looked red, but I still ran anyway. Lou Partlow gets his first carry of the day.
Depending on how many overtimes I get this week, I may be coming home with a new toy.
Nuclear power plant that low on coverage for the week? That many people on vacation?
Their vacations are kicking in. Yeah, it's nuts. I am getting the look from Mama like, you don't need another one. You can always need another one. And then Ryan's just sort of like celebrating the idea. Not that he knows what it is, but...
By the way, just so you know, that pass to Sackstetter was the same play of the other 2 touchdowns. I just went to a different receiver. So I ran that play 3 times. It scored a touchdown 3 times.
Right.
Yeah. You know who's on your team? You got a tailback on your team named... No, I've got a tailback on... Wait, maybe it was my quarterback. My quarterback is Frank Bacon. How did we go this far into the game and not notice that Frank Bacon is on the team? He's sizzling with 3 touchdown passes.
Oh, Jesus.
I want some bacon.
But yeah, no, I was looking at their online inventory of new guns. Well, we'll just go right there and say it. Guns. And there's one particular rifle that was priced actually fairly reasonably, and I was like, ooh. But I don't know.
All right, here's another question. Going into the franchise, who is who? The Canton Bulldogs. In 1922 and 23, they win the NFL title, and then for some reason, go bankrupt. The NFL allows the sale of their members to the Cleveland Indians, who are renamed the Cleveland Bulldogs, as they take on all the players from the Canton Bulldogs. The Cleveland Bulldogs then go on to win the 1924 NFL championship. So, because the 2 teams merged, did the Canton Bulldogs win 3 straight NFL titles in the 20s, with a 3rd one coming in Cleveland? Because here's what makes it even more tricky: is the new Canton Bulldogs comes back into the league in 1925.
Interesting.
Are they the same Canton Bulldogs? The illegal block in the back by Pete Henry, knocking that big run back. It'll still be 1st and 10 because the block happened downfield. But Gil Falcon went off at a huge run, but it's still 1st and 10 after the block. I'm blue. I'm on defense. Florence on the carry. No, Florence on the tackle. That wasn't Florence on the carry. That was Florence on the tackle. Second down and 5.
Wide open.
Wide open. Al Mart makes the tackle. Tex Grigg completes his first pass in a while. To the tight end, Bob Higgins, who caught the touchdown earlier. Or one of the touchdowns.
He got the cover to the whatever.
Into the end zone. Knocked away. Second down and 10.
I have to actually watch that one. You ever seen the movie The Book of Eli?
Yes, a while ago.
Pretty good. Yeah, that was a good movie. But no, I was just cruising on YouTube because for whatever reason I closed and was watching on broadcast. And there was a video on there reviewing the movie The Book of Eli regarding something. It said something along the lines of the Book of Religion or something like that. It was an interesting concept to talk about.
There's another look at busy downtown Dayton, Ohio, and Triangle Park.
Are you trying to bite the side of your chair? Oh, you dropped it. That's right.
Oh, the ball falls harmlessly to the ground as it's knocked around.
I wasn't sure who,
Why do you have a player wearing 31?
I don't know. That's not one of the, do not use guys.
I thought we cut the, because you had a player that wore 75 in the last game that we cut. Yeah. I got to get a look at the name. I can't tell by the numbers, obviously.
31?
Yeah.
Whalen.
I'm offsides.
Doesn't matter.
Nope. Whalen for Canton. Whalen. You don't have a Whalen.
No, I think he was the one that we released. We were supposed to release or whatever, or we re-signed them. I don't know.
Slackford on the reception. That's Fritz Slackford out of Notre Dame. And it's 1st and 10 on a 4th down conversion. See, I mean, there's where the 4th down comes to help him.
Oh, yeah, Broward.
And on the blitz, the sack. Dave Reese, who's had a big game already, 2 touchdown receptions, gets the sack on Tex Grigg. So in this battle of Bacon versus Grigg.
The other end there, kid. Can't drink out of the bottom of the cup.
Al Mart comes from the left end to finish off the tackle with a Al Mart special. It is 3rd and 14. Intercepted by Rusty Thiel.
So that might be issue with us after it went up.
Well, if you hadn't thrown it, Al Mart was right there to get the sack.
Yeah.
I said the wrong name. Dutch Thiel. I don't know why I said Rusty. Dutch Thiel out of Denison University gets the sack. And the Triangles escape that drive and get the ball back.
What the hell? Man, Walmart has been blowing up with some weird throwdowns, man.
I mean, oh, okay. You're actually talking about Walmart, not my player named Al Mart.
No, actually Walmart, like people at Walmart group on Facebook.
Bacon hands off to Partlow. He picks up about 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 8. Have been in and out. Did you confirming the dates for Chargers and Steelers versus Browns? Okay. The Chargers-Jets showcase game will be tonight. And the Steelers-Browns Saxy Future has yet to be confirmed, as we've yet to have both John M. and Tears89 on the chat at the same time.
Right.
So we will get it in. I'm sure they'll get it in. Oh, Florence, strained tricep, will not be able to return to the game, so Dave Reese is going to have to move over to middle linebacker. It's 3rd down and 6 after that, or 2-yard run. Triangle's currently holding to a 21-14 lead over the Bulldogs. I looked at the new player models for Maximum Football 19, and they've jumped leaps and bounds from last year. Dave Reese with the reception. Dave Reese having a tremendous game so far. He was sent back in time to save the Triangles. 1st and 10.
I'm sure if I like the Rhino liner looking job.
Phantom Fighter says he's looking forward to Jim Brown versus John Henry Johnson. His first to 250 wins. Dave Reese gets... Oh, he almost got free. The defender went for the ball. It went over his head, and Dave Reese was able to catch it, but just a shoestring tackle. We're getting rain here in my part of upstate New York. How's it going there?
It is wet and raining. It's only like
a frog just fell out of the treehouse. A frog just fell out of the treehouse and started hopping away.
A frog fell out of the treehouse.
Yep. Yeah, I just happened to notice. I saw something fall, and I thought it was a leaf at first, and then it started hopping away. So,
sure, it's
2-minute warning.
Like frogs are raining? Raining frogs?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Like one of the, what was it? One of the,
signs of the end times?
Yeah, like in Egypt or whatever. I'm having a brain fart. One of the catastrophes. Plagues. One of the plagues. Oh, he got away from the tackle.
Butch Thiel gets the reception.
The high for today is 66.
Hey Google, what's the temperature?
In Copenhagen, it's currently 63.
Oh, he dropped the pass. I thought he had it. Frank Bacon is 11 of 14. It's 4th and 3 from the 40. Boy, that's a tough spot to be. It'd be about a 56-yard field goal.
7 yards for a snap. 7. Come on, get off the block. You turd.
Al Mart with the Al Mart special. No, 57-yard field goal. It would have been. Punt would have been. They wanted me to punt, and I was like, "Oh, that's a dumb spot to punt." The 40, either go for it or kick a field goal. But it's the blast from the past game, and we like to fake, so I went for a fake punt. And if you didn't know it was a fake punt coming, shame on you.
Oh, I knew it was a fake punt coming. I ran punt safe. I just couldn't get off the block.
Partlow dragging the defender for 6 yards. Second and 4.
Yeah. That's good though. Somebody tackle him. There you go.
Partlow picking up 6 yards.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah. Killinger on the tackle. It reminds me, after this game, we gotta go cut that. Help me remember that you need to go cut that whaling.
Yeah.
Why did you cut left? You should have cut right. And the Bulldogs going for a timeout. 2nd and 7 at the 12-yard line. Who received first? Is it you or me? I think you did. I think you drove down the field and scored on your first drive.
Yeah, I did.
Hey, you guys are hungry. See if there's any leftover pizza or something you should eat.
I'll have some leftover pizza. That's okay.
I don't know if there is or not. Mommy might have eaten it while we were at the birthday party the other day.
Ooh.
Injury timeout, Speck from the Cleveland Browns. Dutch Speck, I spec he got hurt. But that stops the clock with 31 seconds to go. It's 3rd down and 2. Apparently somebody's not happy that you're losing. Or he's really happy. I can't tell.
Oh, he's over there just saying da 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 da.
Oh, good.
Waving. Hi. Yeah, I see you.
Oh, it's intercepted in the end zone. Of all the stupid things I could have done. Herb Kempman. What? But there's also that. Well, each of you have a slice, and split the cheesy bread up. Microwave it all for about a minute.
But there is more pizza.
What do you mean? There's more pizza?
Wait, let me.
There's uncooked pizza, the Little Caesar stuff.
Ooh.
Don't touch it. He's got to microwave it.
I want two pieces. The wolf.
Muscle cramps. My right
Well,
hand.
figure it out with her. All right. There's only 2. Do you just want the cheesy bread? So give her the cheesy bread because it's like her kind of pizza. She's got to have the sauce. She should have the sauce with it though.
I'll give her half of it.
Give her the cheesy bread. If she doesn't want to eat it all, you could eat it, but at least give her that. All right. Then just microwave the whole thing for a minute and figure it out yourself.
That works too.
She doesn't like meat, so I don't know how she became my daughter.
Keep going, Rob. Keep going. Run away.
Oh! He got it. And Harry Robb, next year's quarterback, gets his first play of the game, and he's going to tie the game up. And once again, I bring up the fact that I have a chance to go up by 2 scores, right? You know, with the before half and at half, and it backfires, and you end up scoring. How the hell does that continuously happen?
I don't know.
It'd be even worse if you end up getting both scores.
Interception. Well, I got 5 seconds. I mean, I could try to get it. We'll see. Oh, damn it, you got the timeout called before I can kick it. Oh, you dirty bastard. Oh. Come on, get there, get there, get there, get there, get there, get there. Oh.
Why didn't you let me run? I was up before he touched me.
I was trying to get the ball back before the end of the time, and maybe try to get a second score, but... I missed the sack.
Well, we've reached the end of the first half with the Dayton Triangles and the Canton Bulldogs tied at 21. And yes, folks watching this, I really do feed my kids. But they are old enough to be able to cook and feed themselves. The little one you hear is John's.
Yes. That would be Ryan. And he's All sorts of excited just to be, you know, he's a happy baby. He's currently sitting in his high chair with Cheerios and Puffs and occasionally a piece of donut.
So it's been a back and forth game. It's been scoring in bunches. The Bulldogs scored the first 14 points. The Triangles come back with 21 unanswered. And then the Bulldogs tie it up right before half. And oh, Lou Partlow's out. He's injured. That's not good. Of course, that only injures him on offense. Sack to the future and blasting the pass. Bird Carroll with the tackle. Bird, he flew in there and made the tackle. We don't know what kind of bird he is, but 2nd and 5. Faye Abbott, I was calling him Nelson earlier. His name is Faye. Faye Abbott with the rush picks up 3 yards.
Well, where'd you drop the book this time? I don't see it.
I don't know. I don't think I dropped it.
How did you do that?
Okay.
What, buddy?
The stuff isn't warm yet.
So do it again for another 30 seconds.
Okay.
Well, that time that was the same pass as the other 3 touchdowns, and Lou Partlow back spasms will return soon. Okay, well, that was not the drive I was looking for.
And the punt is away. He's going to skirt out of bounds.
At the 11, good, nice punt from the Triangle punter. Oh, guy running backwards. Tex Grigg completes the pass for the first down to the tight end, Bob Higgins.
You dropped it.
Oh! Bacon with the interception!
Nice play.
That was a crisp catch from Frank Bacon. Al Mart was chasing Tex Grigg, and Bacon comes away with the ball.
Yeah.
He sliced across the field and fried up the offense. And now Bacon under center. Abbott takes the ball up. He picks up 3 yards. It is 2nd down and 7. Don't spill on my chair or my pillows. I gotta have lunch after I finish this game. I gotta figure out what I want.
Damn it, that was my fault. Son of a gun.
Oh, Bob Higgins, offsides. We'll take that. It'll be 2nd down and 2 for Bacon and the Triangles. Can you imagine if there was a quarterback named Bacon Dow? The marketing that they'd be able to run for him?
The marketing, the memes. You know he'd be sponsored by some fast food restaurants. But McDonald's would have to jump on it with the Baconator. I mean, come on.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Lou Partlow parts the defense, gets up to the 17 and a first down on 3rd and 2. Bacon going out left, wide left. Just Partlow's going to take the snap. Oh, but Haley is chased back and tackled for a loss. Haley's first carry in the game. That would be Art Haley, second-year player out of Akron. Decided to play with the Triangles and not the Akron Pros, because back then you could go wherever the hell you wanted. You were supposed to not play for 2 different teams without permission, but it happened.
Cheesy zucchini sticks.
You were all over him. That should be a penalty.
That was. I was like, what the heck?
3rd down and 12. As Bacon tries to complete the pass to Dave Reese, but it falls incomplete. Because Gil Falcon was riding Dave Reese like it was a rodeo.
Yeah, pretty much. He was all over his back.
He was riding Dave Reese like Reese had put a 20 on the nightstand.
I might have to do that.
Put a 20 on the nightstand?
No, yeah, right. Oh, Falcon comes down with the interception, but was he in bounds? It appears that
it
way,
is.
maybe.
They're calling it first down. 1, 2, yep. I think so.
Yeah, that left foot never went down. It looks like they out of bounds now. What you whining about?
Oh, of course they call that penalty on Bacon. Brings the ball up to the 20. Let her eat it however she wants. Pass complete for a first down. Greg to number 22. Harry Robb. Oh, that's right. He scored that long touchdown. Next year's quarterback.
Ooh, no blocking.
As soon as Falcon gets the ball, Redmond is right there. That would be Gus Redmond out of Norwich University, the rookie. We had a fraternity brother who failed out of Norwich.
I never applied to Norwich, and they sent me an acceptance letter. It was kind of weird. So
North Country. North Country Community College did that with me. I didn't even visit them. They weren't even on my list. But I think it was because I was a resident of the school, the high school, that he automatically got accepted.
Right. Pretty much.
God damn it, how do you not recover that? How do you not recover that?
I got lucky there.
I don't think it was a fumble anyway. I think you were down, but how do you not pick that up? 89, whoever you are. Reese! Reese! Of all people, Reese. You've been having a great day.
Yeah, he's got hands.
So is everything moving to Madden 20? Is it confirming that John is getting it too? Yes, John is getting Madden 22. No, he's getting Madden 20. He's getting Madden 20 also.
Yeah.
He'll probably get Madden 22.
Too, but that's also not for another 2 years.
Terrors is has not confirmed whether he's getting it or not, so we still don't know if Sack to the Future is moving. So, how come I have the ball? Did you fail on 4th down?
That was fail on 4th down.
Partlow spins away and gets the first down, or not gets the first down, gets 3 yards. Wow.
Vinny is confused by the tactic of failing on the 4th down and making him not realize he has the ball.
Yeah. Even my son's picking on me for that one. Bacon taking his time. It's a good slow fry. Partlow, he's going to get forward for a yard that time. He's got 38 yards on 9 carries. Third down and 6. 30-yard line.
I don't know why, but all of a sudden, I have a sudden urge for sushi.
Ugh.
Uh-oh. Damn it.
Belf West with the interception.
I don't know why they called him. That should not, he should not be down there.
No, it's not college rules. Belf West dropped into coverage. I saw Dave Reese going to be wide open when the linebacker blitzed and the defensive end dropped into coverage. And Al Falcon picking up 6 yards on the carry. Why do they keep taking me? Coaching suggestions. Coaching suggestions every time I end up on defense. I've been picking my own plays, but then all of a sudden I realize I'm picking coach's suggestions without even getting the option.
I used the 3 view on the coaching suggestion. What is going on here? Get up! Of course, you can get up from that, but apparently the interception you can't get up from.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
Hathaway with the strip, the sack, the forced fumble. But the ball is recovered by the Bulldogs. It's 3rd and 15.
Oh.
And Hathaway, once again, he is disrupting Grigg. It's 4th and 24.
And it didn't go.
Yeah, I took a chance running it a 4-6 on a blitz. Man coverage that Hathaway would be able to beat your guy. 4th and 24. Big play. 1:40 to go in the 3rd.
Gosh, I need that food.
Yeah, don't catch that. Don't catch that. There's you going to that guy who's not supposed to be on your team anyway, so it serves you right. 1st and goal for the Triangles. But can I convert? I have not converted since I took the lead.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the Cardinals-Giants game. I had the ball in your end of the field the whole game, and I only won by 5 points. Ooh, somebody's not happy.
Well, he's... I don't know what he's doing.
Fighting
Sitting in
sleep.
the chair here. Yeah, probably getting tired.
Push him in. Lou Partlow just powers his way into the end zone. And Herb Kempman went on for the ride.
He's just throwing the... I put his cup back on the thing, and he grabs it, and he throws it off. And he's smiling about it, you little punk.
Oh, the extra point is good. It is 28-21 Triangles. This is for the right to go to the NFL Championship game.
Antifa protester wiped out by truck at a Patriot prayer march. It's kind of funny.
Depending on who was driving the truck.
Well, doesn't say killed or nothing, just wiped out.
You know, we hope for the best.
Knowing how Antifa is, we kind of have it coming.
1st and 10.
It's ironic that they call themselves Antifa because they're fighting fascism when they are actually fascist themselves.
Falcon is slowing down. Have you noticed that? You seem a lot slower.
He's only got 48 yards.
Well, Partlow has 39, but he also spent a little bit of the game injured.
Yeah.
So it hasn't been a big running game day for either one of us. Partlow does have a touchdown, though.
Greg
Falcon going down with an arm tackle from Hathaway. Hathaway stepped up and having a huge game. No, that was Reese. Dave Reese.
So I just saw a post that lists the top 5 New York Giants of all time. Number 1 being Lawrence Taylor, number 2 being Michael Strahan, 3 being Eli Manning, 4 being Phil Simms, and number 5 being Frank Gifford.
Frank Gifford is the only... Whoever did that post, Frank Gifford was the only name they knew of from before the 80s.
Right.
Because obviously they don't know about Van Pelt or Sam Huff, right. Y.A. Tittle, Benny Friedman, Ace Parker. They don't watch our channels, obviously. Let's put it that way.
Obviously, that's for sure.
Alex Hawkins? No, that's the Colt. Alex Webster. Yeah, Alex Webster.
Let's see if I got
Jim
time.
Cat Cabbage.
I don't got time.
As Al Mart.
Yeah,
lowering prices and lowering the quarterback. And the Triangles have the ball back. Well, when you only got 5, it is so hard to pick just 5, especially if you include all positions.
Yeah. I mean, I can't argue about Lawrence Taylor or Michael Strahan. They should definitely be in the top 5 for their achievements. And even Eli, I would be hard-pressed to say isn't in the top 5.
He won 2 Super Bowls.
Maybe not. Right, exactly.
LT is number 1, and this is what Phantom says. LT is right, and then the list goes irrational.
Strahan
well, that's like
set the sack record. So, really?
Well, that's like the greatest ever tournament that I'm going to be running, and all the games are ready to go. They're in the queue, ready to be played. The Giants quarterbacks are Ace Parker, Benny Friedman, Eli Manning. I wouldn't have, or in Y.A. Tittle. I wouldn't have Eli on that team just because you're talking about a whole career. I would go with Phil Simms over Eli Manning. But I know Eli won 2 Super Bowls, and they were against the Patriots. But Phil Simms has the Super Bowl record for best completion percentage in a game, and what he did in that game, you know. But he also he would have won a 2nd Super Bowl as a starter had he not gotten hurt.
Injured. Right.
Because I think he would have played better than Jeff Hostetler did with that game plan. It might not have been 20-19. Although the Bills did beat Phil Simms, but they knocked him out of the game. So, well, it's a lot of what-ifs there, but...
Yeah. I mean, Phil Simms, to me, is questionable for the top 5, only because he doesn't really have he's got 1 Super Bowl. His overall work product, though, I mean, he was one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the league. You know, and it's hard to argue against an accurate quarterback, but the grand overall picture...
Partlow is pushed backwards.
Because Eli's actually got a lot of franchise records. So...
But in an era where the passing game is Eli Manning a better quarterback than Y.A. Tittle? Y.A. Tittle went to 4 straight, 62, 61, 63 straight championship games of the Giants, but lost all 3 of them.
Right.
Well, in the league where...
Ultimately, you're looking at 2 different eras completely.
Oh! How do you not catch that? Well, let's try and take a 10-point lead. That is ridiculous. Wide open in the end zone. Whoever number 17 is, I didn't see the name. That would have been his first play, I believe, of the game. So I don't know who it is.
At the bottom of the sun is Chicago and Green Bay.
That's because it's the only other game for that week. Chicago and Green Bay. Eli and Simms is a good way. Now, here's another question: is should Eli and Simms both be on that list, or should you only have 1 quarterback on that list?
Top of all time. Well, that argues against Taylor and Strahan, both linebacker and defensive end, really. But.
Yeah. And Phantom says neither top 5 Giant of all time. So it is now 31-21. He says neither should be on the list.
Neither what? Taylor or Strahan, or
no, Eli and Simms. Remember, he's typing from his undisclosed location.
That's a strong argument that he could make, because there were a lot of players that played for the Giants organization that are Hall of Famers and arguably some of the best to ever play the game.
Yeah.
I would say Taylor and Strahan, though, both. Taylor, without a doubt, is number one for me. That guy redefined the middle linebacker.
There's a pass complete to number 19.
Huh?
Why are they not showing names of... Oh, John Morrow on the reception.
I would
It is
have
second
to say
and
Frank
one.
Gifford probably does probably right at number 5 for him. He's definitely a top 10. Wow. that guy's
Dave
been
Reese
pretty
just
blocked
threw
out.
off the block. You can't stop Dave Reese today. You can only hope to contain him. Taylor may be the best defensive player of all time, and that comes from a Bears fan, Phantom says.
You're
I've
right.
had some great defensive players.
Somebody suggested, well, no, there's some arguments for Y.A. Tittle. And
So no one can
somebody
get that
said
wrong.
Tiki should be up there.
Man, if you're talking running backs, Frank Gifford, of course, split time as running back and receiver.
Like, I thought Tiki was a good running back. I don't know if he would be even necessarily considered
Another sack, this time Miller. Who's Miller? John Miller, the rookie out of Notre Dame. The Bulldogs' offensive line is just getting toasted right now in the second half.
because
5:55 to go in the fourth. Yeah, early on, but then when he corrected it, when
he corrected it when
Tom Coughlin got in there and corrected it, he didn't fumble much after that.
Some people are arguing for Carl Banks, Harry Carson, Mark Bavaro, arguably the best tight end the Giants ever had.
Oh, knocked away. A late audible. Could have confused the triangles, but no, they were able to knock the pass away on man-to-man coverage. One-on-one, but it was tight. 1st and 10 for the triangles. They can salt the game away. Well, it's still early considering it's John M. I'm playing against. But now...
Here's one of probably the best arguments I've seen here. The team has been around since 1925. There have been many great players before your top 4 were even born. Number 1 is correct, but after that, it's up for debate. Where's Brown, Hine, Tunnel, and Hupp?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. It's hard.
What about Rosie Greer? I mean, yeah, he went on to become a star with a fearsome foursome, but he was great in New York. Jim Cat Cabbage.
It's actually kind of interesting that you sit there and you look at the Giants' overall organization, and you see if any of these guys were all alive at the same time in today's era, and it would be a totally different franchise.
Yeah.
You know, it just shows that over time they've always been on the cusp of being a dynasty,
I'm almost...
essentially.
Oh, here's one. Mel Hine, only center to win MVP award in NFL history, and played both ways. That comes from Phantom Fighter.
That was in the argument. You said it right there. Where's Brown, Hine, Tunnel, and Hupp? Yeah, no. Phantom's absolutely right. You know?
Offensive line. I mean, you're talking about Brown, Rosie Brown, Mel Hine. They didn't mention like Bart Oates.
Yeah. Get off. There
Oh, gets the sack. Al Feeney, haven't heard called his name yet today. He gets the sack, and it's going to set up a field goal, which would put me up by 13. Make sure you pick up your plates and stuff when you're done. Sit up while you're eating. And why are there scissors on the floor? The dog could step on them.
Homer Jones.
Oh yeah, well he invented the spike. I mean, I don't know a lot more about him. He was a wide receiver in the 60s, invented the spike. We haven't gotten to him yet in Sack to the Future, but I'm sure you're going to be throwing to him a lot.
Oh, probably.
And it's barely good. Vinny, is Hine the Giants center for your greatest tournament? Oh, that's a good question. I'll have to look into that. The next game that'll be coming on that tournament will be the Bears and Lions, and I've switched to the youngest quarterback starts earlier in the rounds, and the further we go, so Eli will be starting
You see that?
the first game for the Giants. I almost think I had to redo the Falcons-Panthers game just because I switched out the quarterbacks. Okay, well, let me ask you two. I'm only one game in. Because I switched 2 starts to quarterback, the first round is the newest quarterback, and as you go deeper into the tournament, the older quarterbacks on the team will start. Should I redo the Falcons-Panthers game? I don't want to make this decision because as a Falcons fan, the fact that they lost, it might look like I'm a homer. But it would be Cam Newton versus Matt Ryan instead of, it was Steve Bartkowski versus... Hell, yeah. He just asked a question. Top 5 Giants to shoot themselves.
Well, honestly, I probably should know more about this, but Plaxico is obviously number 1 for me. I can't think of other rest that might have, for whatever reason.
I know a little bit about Plaxico Burress, but I can't. I know a little bit about Plaxico Burress, but I'm not going to get into it on YouTube.
Yeah. But,
Kinderdine! Hobby Kinderdine! With the sack.
Melheim, the Gremlin, Rosie Brown. Who's the Gremlin? Is that Rosie? That wasn't Rosie Brown, was it?
I don't know. Not a name I forget.
I don't know the nickname of the Gremlin, which is weird because, you know, but.
Harry Robb on the reception, but it might be a penalty on your opponent is experiencing network issues. Yeah, I got a lot of them. Dutch Dadman holding.
Really?
There's got to be a bad dad joke for Dutch Dadman.
Yeah, right?
Second and 29 off of that.
Yeah, it's probably time for him to chill out.
Saquon Barkley, Phantom says. I don't know if after 1 year you can. Yeah,
I mean,
he looks to be on pace for that, but then again,
potential for sure.
After Super Bowl 22, many would have put Timmy Smith as greatest Redskin of all time, and then look what happened. He was a one-hit wonder. Now Barkley's got more than one game.
See, here's my argument about Barkley. Okay, I think he's better than Elliott because this guy is.
Oh, he caught it.
Yeah, he held. He's still short though.
It's going to be 4th and 1.
And I think he's better than Elliott because he ran just as good as Elliott did without an offensive line. Yeah. Elliott had an offensive line. I think if Barkley had an offensive line, he would have shattered the rookie running back records.
Oh, 1st and 10 after the 4th down conversion on the run. Get off the dog. Sit up and eat your lunch. 2-minute warning here from Dayton, Ohio, as the Dayton Triangles lead the Canton Bulldogs 34-21. It was a 13-point game. 2 scores the Bulldogs need.
Oh, let's see here.
It's an interesting debate, especially we're talking about Giants, and here we're playing with the Bulldogs and Indians. Who are the top 5 Canton Bulldogs of all time? Jim Thorpe obviously has to make that list, although he's no longer on the team by 21. That's pre-NFL.
That's overflowing.
That's going again, once again, to the guy who's not on the team.
Yeah, well, somebody argued Sam Huff and Kavitz.
Yeah. Well, it's like Terror said, you know, because of Sack to the Future, we have more knowledge about the 60s than we did. He picked up a Andy Robustelli. He picked up a Leo Namaleni card without, you know, well, he was in the moon, and before the Sack to the Future, he didn't know who Leo Namaleli was. Hathaway with his 3rd sack. Tex Grigg. No wonder Harry Robb becomes a quarterback in 22. Tex Grigg just cannot stay on his feet.
No, I mean, I'm just getting swarmed here. Wow, where is that
all
ball
shaking.
going?
It'll be 4th down and 18.
Shit.
You started out 6 for 6, so you're now 13 for 30.
Jesus Christ. He's crapped right out.
Yep.
And I still got to score twice.
What if they switched O-lines? Oh, okay, I missed a couple after this play. Harry Robb with the reception. Okay, he says the Barry Sanders versus Emmitt Smith argument. What if they switched O-lines? Barry Sanders would be the greatest of all time had he had the Dallas Cowboys offensive line, and the Cowboys possibly would have won more than 3 Super Bowls. Not to say Emmitt Smith is not better than Barry Sanders, but you put Barry Sanders behind that offensive line. Emmitt Smith is still a Hall of Famer in Detroit, but he's not the all-time leading rusher. In fact, with the advent of free agency, I believe Emmitt Smith leaves Detroit because Detroit just... we know that Emmitt left in free agency to the Cardinals, but that was partly because the Cowboys didn't want to keep him anymore because of his age.
Right. Oh,
and we can't recover fumbles. Hathaway with another sack.
Vinny might pull this one out.
I'm trying. 53 seconds to go in the first. Timeout by the Bulldogs. 3rd and goal from the 12. It's the defensive end. It's mostly harassing you. It's Russ Hathaway.
Shutting down the pass game big time.
Not that time. Touchdown to Bob Higgins. So with under a minute to go, 34-27.
Problem is I got to get the ball back. I have to get this onside kick one way or another.
Well, I don't put it past you.
Yeah, this is...
It's recovered by the triangles. Well, you got your timeouts.
I got 2 timeouts. You got 50 seconds.
You got to force a fumble.
Yeah. Can't really do that if you're dealing it, you know? What's this weekend? Oh, yeah, that's fine. I'm okay with that.
Okay. Yeah, I should be kneeling it.
Yeah.
Because stops the win streak. Well, I shouldn't. I need to not fumble these next 2 snaps. Actually, you get the timeout quick enough. I was going to say, well, then again, what did you almost try to do with that Bears-Cardinals game? You tried to give me the game back. Okay, so I cannot run the clock out with this snap. There's 46 seconds left. So you will be getting the ball back, because it's too far for me to go for the field goal.
Simply amazing, actually.
Yeah.
Not sure how that works.
There's going to be about... it's going to be on the punt return. You'll get the ball back with about 3 seconds left. Actually, by the time you catch the ball, the game will be over. You're going to have to return the punt for a touchdown, or block the punt.
Something like that.
It's a rainy day, Andrew.
What's he talking about?
He's asking if they can go for a walk.
You can tell him you can go for a walk, but it's going to be wet.
Mm-hmm. Take the penalty. 4 seconds when we snap the ball.
Huh. Gosh. This is gonna just be ridiculous.
Oh, Hathaway's the punter.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know why I threw it. I don't know why I threw it. I was trying to slide. Yeah.
But if that dude actually jumped up and caught that, he could have theoretically gone.
I know. I was trying. I was trying to slide, but I hadn't turned. I had to hit R2 first, and I didn't hit R2.
Oh, is that what
you know, to run?
Hit R2 before sliding?
Well, it takes off the passing window. Well, no, you can still throw the ball. You have to be beyond the line of scrimmage. I just got lucky on that play.
Yeah. Well, good work there. You pulled that one off. Did you just turn your Google on by accident?
No, Andrew's texting his grandmother.
Oh.
So, the Dayton Triangles get the win. They advance to the NFL Championship game with a 34-28 victory over the Canton Bulldogs. And the next game will be the Green Bay Packers versus the Chicago Staleys. You still have to choose who you want to be.
It's the Packers versus the Staleys?
Yep, the Bears.
Bears. I haven't been to Staleys before.
Okay, so John will be the Staleys, I'll be the Packers, and that'll either be tomorrow morning or tomorrow night or maybe Wednesday morning, depending on the nuclear power plant. Till next time, I'm Vinny Vincent. He's John M. God bless America.